Welcome to the Hornsmen podcast. I'm your host, MD. We're just a couple of Longhorns that love our Longhorns and are here to share our Longhorn sports experiences with you. It's our first podcast, and I love starting it out by saying 34-3. And it's 7:06.
And
OU still sucks, baby.
Night. That's right. We were up in Dallas this weekend, came back with the dub. It's the first time since 2009 that we've started 6-0. But we did start a little rusty. Let's jump on into it. Waytees. Quinn, start out a little rusty in that first quarter, in that first half. Give me your thoughts.
Well, he's our starting quarterback. He, prior to injury, was the Heisman frontrunner. He defeated the current national champion on the road. And so, yes, there was a little rust, and the rust was a whole quarter, right? So it wasn't just Quinn. It was our starting tailback had an issue. Our starting guard out of Dallas had an issue. Now, the benefit from it was we were playing pretty much a strong high school team on offense, right? A valiant dude. If you're in Texas, it's probably like a 6A. I'll give them their highest classification, Division II, not Division I.
There you go.
But the thing was, he had previously been out of an OU game prior to, and then came back and dropped 49 to 0. How do you say 0? You say 0. So the thing was, Sark had to let him get rolling. He began to get going, and then next thing you know, right before halftime, 21-3, and as Derek Johnson at a point, because he's from Waco, Texas. Yes. Shout out to Darryl Manning. They scored 3 first and did score another point.
So sad.
I love it. And Waytees, you mentioned it. We had one of them offensive linemen from Dallas. And the Dallas area guys showed up well in the Cotton Bowl. I mean, we had Trey Wisner, who had a great game. We had Colin Simmons, who had a great game. And not last, but we had Anthony Hill, who had a good game. So let's talk about how we kept that OU defense to 3 points.
Everybody do the Anthony Hill dance.
Rather see Rick Rude, wrestling fans in a former life. Give them what you got.
Oh, the defense. Okay, let me just start here. Anthony Hill is an absolute nuclear weapon.
Ooh.
You will point him at the target, and it's just seek and destroy. There was the play where he came from behind and strip sack. It wasn't a sack. It was in front of the line of scrimmage. It felt like a strip sack because he came from behind and ripped it out. Turnover, but he is an absolute weapon. Our defensive secondary is probably the best collection of secondary we've had, maybe perhaps since the national championship team. You've got, drawn blank, Derek Williams, who was a 5-star recruit, is probably our 5th best defensive back. Michael Taft,
and not to be whatever,
right? Be whatever.
But we've got a guy named Mookie.
Hello.
Right? That went to Austin Westlake. So when you know when you can have a safety named Mookie who walk on, get scholarship.
Let's revisit your earlier comment. We did play a 6A football team.
That's why I brought up Westlake.
The quarterback's one-dimensional. OU is, frankly, they're down. But 3 points, we're averaging, giving up less than 10 points per game this season. It's the defense is right where we want it to be. There was a lot of questions about Pete Likowski, and so he's answered all those questions, and our defense looks unbelievable.
Is there like, I don't even think Anthony Hill was alive when Rabbits and Rick Rude was like wrestling. So shout out to Dallas. The fact that we have a guy that goes by Trey Wiseman, but he also, his real name is like Quinn
Travion.
Travion.
But also, I like to
Travion.
say Wise Nerd.
Yeah, it's deep, man. We strong. Shout out to Triple D.
Yes. Besides beating OU, I do love the State Fair of Texas. Why? Because of all of the amazing food. And if y'all didn't catch a Longhorn presser after the game, that boy Sark was on that Fletcher's corny dog, tearing that mug up during
Got
the
it.
interview.
Boy was
And so
cheesing.
I'm watching this. I'm like, first of all, who went and got him the corny dog? He was like, look, we up. Give me 2 of them corny dogs,
Third
and I'm
quarter.
eating during the presser because I'm hungry.
Well, the wild part
But
is,
you
the wild part of it is, the fair's still going on. Like, so when it
During the
took us
game.
Yes.
40 minutes
Yeah.
to get out. So the fact of, I guess Steve was like, look here, PA or whatever you want to call him, go ahead and get the line. Give me he had it. But, Brent Venables jokingly said
He did.
that if they was going to win, he was going to get
What?
the corny dog.
Yep.
And in our culture,
Huh.
we use the word petty.
Mhm.
And that was the most,
Hashtag.
because he said it before he even got to the microphone.
Yeah.
At all.
Y'all see I got a corny dog.
Listen, here's my theory. I believe that it was the Oklahoma Sooner fans that brought the corn dog back because they left real early. So what else?
They were quick
was
to get out
empty.
that stadium.
Something that my mom used to tell me all the time growing up, and it was, I can show you better than I can tell you. He came into that press conference.
Ooh.
I mean, how much disrespect is that to come in to a post-game, post-work meeting, eating on y'all butt?
It is funny because then you think about it, like, I'm sure all the media have been in there for like 15 minutes waiting on him.
Right.
Players are tired, and here come coach.
He's probably doing a speech. He's
Yeah.
probably,
We got the gold halfback, and he probably hit one of these.
Breaking them down. Yeah.
Oh,
Nope.
corn dog.
Corn dog break.
Corn dog.
What else did he eat before he came out? The corn dog was like the
corn
creme de la
dog, it
creme.
looked dry. I don't
No,
think he put
it-
any mustard on it. It was dry like OU's offense. Just
Come on.
Said he was starving.
MD to your
Oh,
point,
man,
though,
but-
when we were walking out, we did, for the first time ever, I saw the fried butter. So it kind of looked like a Snicker, kind of. So it might have been a burnt butter.
1,000 more calories.
Yeah, no, but they were like, that line had a ton of folks in it.
Fried
Well,
butter
they have,
is
like, fried
perhaps
butter,
the most
Fried Snickers,
disgusting.
fried jambalaya. They have fried lobster mac and cheese. They got everything fried that you want. Fried cheesecake, fried Frito pie.
come on now.
Why do I know this? Because we went back to the fair on Monday with the kids.
Oh, no.
How much did you consume?
Yes. So
And what did the pocket
Well,
hit for? I would like to know these things.
Tickets on
Hey,
tickets on tickets.
I was in line with this lady telling her kids, look, this is the last time we're coming back to buy tickets. And I looked at her and I said, how many times have you said this? She's like, this is the 3rd time.
Yeah.
You're hurting mommy.
She's like,
3. That was so funny because it's also how many points OU scored. Man.
Bringing up old
There
shit.
he
Tony.
is.
Bringing up old stuff.
let's go ahead and let's talk about these smiles. Toma T, what smiles did you see this weekend, or what did you witness while at the State Fair of Texas, brother?
So every moment we have an opportunity to engage and meet new people, whether they're rooting for us or against us, we can find smiles. That's the whole focus on it. So this game was special because not only did we find Ohio State smiles, right? We had boys from Ohio State there. You see that? We saw some Georgia scouting us, right? 2 Georgia guys were scouting us smiles. We said, hello, welcome. We taught them how to throw the horns up. So next weekend when they have lip wrists,
Lip
they
wristers.
know how to do it. We saw some of our Oklahomians, and we wish them well. But one of my key smiles, and we're going to show some clips and videos, was AI is amazing. Robot dog versus my tío Albert, just jamming. So let's play the video.
Oh, that robot was in it. So did he just give it his name to the
Terrible.
Now let's get into Matthew Goldman on that first pass trick play where he just missed it completely. So I know he was on the side like coach, give me one more try. And I think we talked about it, but he hit Gunnar Helm, who was the player of the game. Let's talk about Gunnar Helm and what he did this week.
Oh, I'm a big young Gunnar fan. He was out there hooping. No, he was young Gunnar. He was out there hooping. He was boxing out, slip screening. You watch Golden State ever? He was running the Golden State offense to a T. Everything. But no, Gunnar Helm, man, if you think about Jatavian Sanders and the fanfare and all of that was going into what he brought to us and what we were losing last year, you look at Gunnar and you're like, there's a little bit of a drop off here, Waytes.
Yeah, I feel as though we should maybe play Gunnar last year.
Hello. Young Gunnar.
He's back out.
Arms charge.
In Sark's offense, like the amount of like people running free.
Yes.
And you get Vaughn, you get Golden, you get all our guys, right? And then Gunner's doing all this stuff, and it don't matter. It doesn't. And they can't stop it.
It doesn't. He did. There were several plays. The slip screen on the backside, but the one that MD just referenced, the wide receiver toss, Gunner went up. It was triple coverage.
Yes, it did.
And this dude went up like Dennis Rodman and said, "No."
I went back and took a look at it, and I don't know if he had so much gravitational advantage off the ground jumping, but he's 6'5", 250. This man is jumping immediately. His go-to move is a hurdle. Let's start out with also he went to high school in Inglewood, Colorado. Shout out Cherry Creek High School one time for all the people that's there. My sister went to Cherry Creek High School.
It's prevalent, by the way.
It's big.
Yeah,
it's a big one.
That's where they're a little bit more. I would say they're in a different tax bracket than most.
You know what's funny? Like, so they do all this tape, right? All these teams watch this tape, and Brent Venables, he's this great guy. We run that play to Gunner before with the throwback screen for this touchdown, and it didn't matter. They showed a deal Longhorn Network, and it was like Tuesday they practiced that. Gunner told Sark he was gonna score.
Oh wow!
On it. So I mean, it's one of those things like. That's that shout out to Toma and the smiles behind him with the 05. But that's the 05 swag that this team got.
Swaggy.
Two questions for you. By the by, Brent Venables has the personality of milk toast.
His last name is Vulnerable. His last name is Vulnerable.
I have two questions for you all that's sitting in the chairs. One, how many times has Gunner actually hurdled somebody? And then two, how many times have we gone to him on third down conversions and really successfully have done it? Because it seems to be a consistent theme for both.
No, he's a safety valve for Quinn and for Arch, for that matter. But the hurdle question, I think we've seen it at least 4 times this season.
Over 50% of the game.
Correct.
Over 50% of the game. And then the other percentage is about 75% on third down.
But to the earlier point, he prepares like that's a given. I am going to hurdle you. And even if I have to slow down, I'm going to think
height.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Defensive end.
6'5", 250.
Doesn't matter.
6'5", 250.
One of us was, well, let me take this back. 2 of us were elite track athletes.
My gosh.
One of us was an elite hurdler.
Discus.
Elite gunner. Bro, the fact that Gunner says, all right, for you the 110.
Yeah.
You the 110 hurdle.
Yeah.
For you that 6 hurdle on the 300 hurdle. Well, because it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. You know, on a related note, Quintravion, as I want to call him, So there were a couple times when he just turned on like X button, right?
He's not a fast Blue is the fast guy.
Okay. Yeah, Blue's supposedly faster than that.
He fumbled the ball.
Exactly.
Bowling gets the touchdown. The next play, Quintravion with the Dallas Shag, nobody gonna catch him.
Dallas Shag.
Same guys. He's our second. He was our third or fourth string.
Fourth string.
Come on.
Yes.
How many total yards did he have? How many total yards?
Receiving and rushing?
Yeah, total.
Oh, we left.
150.
When I say left, we went somewhere for halftime. Shout out to the happy hour. He had 122.
At half. Yeah. Wise nerd.
Approximately. Gentlemen, we've been doing this thing for 15 plus years. It all started back on January 4, 2006 in a little city called Pasadena, California.
Inside the stadium.
Wait, tell me about one of the greatest days ever.
Man, that was a collage.
Do that again, MD.
Yep.
Intro that.
And I'll wait. My fault.
Yeah, that should. California.
Fellas, we've been doing this thing for 15 plus years. It all started back on January 4th, 2006 in a little city in California called Pasadena. Wait, tell us about that time in Cali, one of the greatest days ever.
I got you.
There was a drinking competition. That was the only loss.
Only lost the entire trip.
Only loss Texas had.
But sometimes you got to lift people up, and that's what Smiles are about. So I definitely lost a drinking contest of beer to two people, 2 women, 2 men. I don't even know.
They, them.
They, them, but no. You
You
know what? It was universal loss. I don't know what they were, but
I'm just saying on average weight, both women 260.
Oh yeah. Them big ass.
No.
Anyway, we made lifelong friends.
We did.
Smiles.
They still communicate with us. I think they rode in the Trojan horse. Like they ain't for sure they ride that time. You gotta believe it. So, but here's the thing, man. Our time in California was like you can go anywhere, anywhere in the nation, right? And there's like a rival in-state, right? So you go to A&M. I mean, you go to Texas. If you're a Texas fan, there's an A&M person, right? You go to
Colorado State,
South Dakota, South Dakota,
Michigan, Ohio
This
State.
is the only time we've been to a place and everybody was against us. There was no UCLA.
Snoop Dogg was against us.
There was no like San Diego.
Will Ferrell.
Seen that ever.
No.
Right? And so, Sports Center, Kirk Street, it literally was like they did the top 10 teams of all time. USC was 9-1 versus those top 10 teams, right? I think Tommy Frazier's team was one. I think, ironically, the 4 Horsemen with Army or Notre Dame, I think it was Notre Dame.
Yes.
Was the other one. And nobody thought we had a chance, bro.
No, we were massive underdogs. They were considered at the time greatest team ever
of all time.
This is on record. We had no shot.
2 Heisman winners.
We were given no opportunity to win the game. And I will say, from being in the stadium,
It rained that day, though.
yes.
Well, talk about in the stadium.
No, talk about
there's a divide.
Well, there was a complete divide.
Really
There was also a disrespect for what I believe is the greatest player in college football history.
Right.
Run a football play. Come on.
Right.
Vince Young couldn't couldn't pass. He couldn't do anything other than be an athlete.
Yeah.
This was coming from the USC faithful. I know it rains in Southern California.
It was, the crazy part was, so it was a bevy of Cincinnati there, right?
Yes.
Everybody in the crew went down and was there, right? And then it was like game time started.
Oh, it was a
And then
natural
there was a
divide. Yeah, a little bit of matriculation
Right.
process.
We matriculated in, right? And then it was like, we'll see you when we get there.
Yeah.
To a certain group.
Now we walked through the golf course. You'd see
San Gabriel
the
Mountains.
San Gabriel Mountains, and we get to the gates, the pearly gates, if you will.
Yeah.
And then at a point you see that look of despair.
I'm a-
I think I'm gonna go back. And then you see the look of commitment.
yeah.
Okay.
Commitment.
I'll see you back. I'll
Resiliency.
see you back outside.
Yeah.
After what would become the greatest college football game.
DJ Hawaii
In history.
said, I don't know what y'all would do,
I don't know what y'all
but I'm going to the inside because
I-
Loretta
will be it.
gonna
You see that building right there? That's where you'll find me. No, the trip was. I mean, you can't even. I left my newborn child,
yeah.
firstborn.
Yeah.
I left her within weeks of birth to attend this event.
Mm.
I burned as OJ said. I burned the house down that night. That
Got to do that for a national
Mom was
championship
sick.
every now and then. Now, you know.
But the thing about it is, like, I mean, we're literally coming up on 20 years
Yeah,
of this, and I literally feel everything as if it was yesterday.
as if it was yesterday. You know, it's
Radio.
it's ironic. This season feels a
did
lot
have a
like
5
that
a.m. radio
season.
call.
Yes.
It has that same kind of sense to me.
And you know,
MD,
we
what
had an
are your
amazing-
thoughts?
We had an amazing tight end
Well,
that year as well.
yeah,
Wait,
David did.
This
whatever
reminds
you,
me
the
of-
tight end love, man. Awesome.
The key.
The 2005 season and the 2009 season, which we started out in Wyoming. And people may ask,
September 12th.
MD, why did y'all go to Wyoming? Well, I'll give a shout out to my cousin G Walls. He was like, let's hit this road trip to Wyoming because there is no other reason that we would ever go,
Ever.
ever. And so we convinced each other, like, bump it. Let's go to Laramie, Wyoming,
Yeah.
which we
Population
found out is
20,000.
the meth capital of the world.
These are just facts in 2009. Hopefully it's better now.
That's those dare don't do drug signs. We saw like 26 of them on our way to Laramie from Denver, and we had a good time in Denver.
We had a nice
So
start.
this is the part of the pod. For those listening, I'm rubbing my face because this was a tough time for me. It pushed my loyalty, it pushed my brotherhood. One of us has a birthday in early September, right? Our DJ, that's my DJ, right? And so we celebrate his birthday. What we didn't pay attention to was when you take shots, they're doubled in altitude.
It's a 2-for-1 setup up there.
It's something in
You would think that the resident Coloradan would have known that.
What is that?
I
Colorado?
guess you're
Coloridian?
not. Coloridian.
I don't know.
It's
But the
only
Come see, come
altitude,
see.
altitude is real.
It is.
Yeah.
So his line number is like that, right? His line number is 5. They're like, oh, if you're in the front row, whatever you get, that's how many shots you take.
Got to.
Took 5 of them.
Oh my.
15.
Drunken love. Oh, it was. It was. Oh, there's gonna be pictures. This is man. Well, you make love to a woman. You make love to the concrete. You make love
Yeah.
to a luggage cart. There's lots of love that can be made.
All night.
It was very diverse, right? In the place.
Yeah.
It was as black men, it was us, 5 or 6.
Yep.
And
Neil Smith.
Neil Smith. Shout out to
Yes.
Neil Smith.
Love you, Neil Smith.
Yeah, love you, Neil, for saying what you said.
R.I.P.
So then myself and our DJ, we were hanging out. There was some cross country runners from Colorado. And then the rest of them left us.
The rest of them being us.
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 All the
Oh,
time.
Yeah,
Your
we
group?
left y'all.
Huh.
Y'all okay.
We left y'all. Okay.
And we were
So if
new
we
to
stayed
cell
in the
phone.
place,
What year was this again?
Oh man.
if we stayed in the place, did we leave y'all or
2009.
y'all left us?
09.
The host got it. The host got it.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we leave it, right? And then we go to the parking lot to the car. So anybody that has friends that like, your cell phone, if you could see your friends while you're calling. And so my buddy who had a couple, at least 10 shots, decides that why not lay on the hood of the car,
Sure.
It's something
Makes
in
sense.
this liquor.
Warm up,
right? Cars off. We don't
Glad
have
to be
no
home.
lock, right?
but the hood's still warm.
I say,
Grew up in Denver.
Whoa,
It feels good.
Jonesy, they're gonna arrest us if we on this car. You know what he decides to do?
Liquor.
I'm gonna sleep underneath it.
Why not?
Covert ops.
You ever watch Star Wars? A New Hope?
It's gonna be tough to be covert when you're next
He
to
got
the guy.
inside of the bantha.
Yeah, he got it.
No.
So I say, hey guys, Jonesy's tripping, dude. Come back to the car. We need the key.
Yeah.
I see, and think flip phone, guys. Open, closed. I am furious now, right?
How
I'm
man?
gonna save his life. Shout out to Michael Pink, makes me want to puke.
Makes us all want to puke.
I call again.
Mm.
It don't even ring.
Nah.
This
This was the early cell phone era.
The battery had died by then.
There was limited usage.
It's funny because when you got there, you're like, oh,
We didn't have any time minutes back
Yeah.
then.
We had portable chargers.
Yes,
back
sir.
then.
That's
What
right.
you talking about?
No.
Central Time Zone. It was midnight in Colorado.
Huh.
It was 1 a.m.
Huh.
You had nighttime minutes.
Well, the time change threw us all off. So
So
there's that.
Fast forward, we get him back. We drive back to the Mosey.
Sure.
Don't forget about the semi truck incident.
Oh, this is a lot. It's a lot for you, Jonesy.
It is a lot.
We get him back to the hotel. We decide we can't leave him in the car,
No.
and guess what we also can't do? We can't
Carry it.
No. There's a
Guess what's
Yeah.
available?
Lobby carts.
The
hello.
lobby car.
It's your local La
Hey,
Quinta.
buddy, me. You wanted to get on concrete? We got a little carpet for you. All
It's a moving
Nice and
bed.
cozy.
It's a moving bed.
he says is,
Lobby cart.
Lobby cart love.
we pushing into said room.
Yes.
No. We didn't push him into the room.
Wait.
We didn't push him to the room.
He
Transparency.
might not know this.
Oh, this is new information. Jonesy, this might be new for you.
You left me?
Breaking news.
Ah, you-
Breaking news.
It was a waste to play.
No.
I had this queued up because I was like, they're about to say something amazing.
Bro, you were safe and sound at the little, when you walk into the hotel, there's a sliding door, and then there's a new sliding door. You were right there. Like, you weren't going anywhere. We knew where you were. No, yeah, you're not going to, I was going to
That's
take
weird,
you.
bro.
Just not Liam Neeson.
Lodo.
No, and there was security and, front desk agent, all that. We talked to folks. Yep.
Still standing. Still
Right on, bushy tail.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, we won the game and saw Blake Giddings' dad and all that stuff and his grandma.
Grandma.
RIP.
Blessing.
But yeah, and we were on TV. That was our first
Oh, yeah. Sure was. Tell with the mask.
So it was mad. That was your the mask. Now it might be Halloween. Shout out to what's ever coming. But I think that mask might have had a smile on it because that was our first.
It did.
That was our first national TV, and us with Pride, we was like, well, hell, we might as well keep going. This if they gonna see us on TV.
That was our motivation at the
Let's
time.
not get it twisted. Let's say a couple facts. Number one, yes, I did have a lot to drink. Yes, we had a great time. Let's
Shout out to the
we made
sponsors.
Amazing memories.
Looking for
We
you.
did. We
Now,
documented
as far as the game,
the game itself.
there wasn't, we weren't really traveling collectively as far as Texas fans. I think that had more melanin
Oh, wow.
than the average.
So you're saying we kind of set that up.
You could easily spot us in a crowd. Let me
Bingo.
just say that.
For sure.
6, 7 of us together.
For sure.
Who were definitely cheering, yelling, being very active. I was interacting a lot with some of the players' families, just congratulating them about life and
all
how
the things
successful
that had
they're-
come to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mimo. Mimo loved you.
Laramie, little known fact, and I may have mentioned this earlier, that 20,000 is the population of the city. Now, during summer, when the school's out, it's like 5,000. But of that 5 to 20,000, there's probably 3 to 4 black folk.
Yeah.
So we more than doubled the black population that weekend.
We did.
But it was nothing new for
What about
us.
the 90 and over population? Game day, Jonesy. What do you think about them?
Oh, they were pretty active out there as well. It was pretty unique. I will say this: living in Denver and the outskirts, actually Littleton, Lakewood. Just shout out to everybody. We would have to drive to Cheyenne to go get fireworks because they would
You had to
sell
cross the
nothing.
border?
You had to cross the border.
Wow.
That's
To
good
get
country,
fireworks.
right?
Actually, let you know that.
good
Yeah.
country.
So the drive was a good penny. I mean, in order for you to get bigger than a black cat,
You wanted to mention something.
Roman candles, you had to go to Cheyenne, Wyoming. We could get a Roman candle.
The land of opportunity.
And you know, you
Wild,
hood gang
Wild
people.
West.
Yeah.
Damn.
We fighting with those, right? Because I had cousins that lived in Pleasant Grove. God, I wish I had a song for that.
Even quick, it's just Denver, Colorado, is just like
Just like Compton.
Just like
Holy moly.
You know what?
Yeah, that was different, bro. Listen, man, when the girl at McAllister Deli, which was a new restaurant,
Yeah, brand
she
new.
was like, yeah,
Cutting edge.
She's like, yeah, the climate,
Oh, my. The landscape, the
landscape
topography.
is all like where I'm from, and she was from Siberia.
Siberian girl.
We're gonna pause.
So
and
this,
put-
gentlemen,
pause
this is
pump.
like the first of our
Start over,
15
MD.
plus years of,
MD,
of
start that
traveling
off.
and hitting the road,
You can't hear
and
me.
the stories can go on and on and on. And we're gonna bring some of them stories each week when we drop the podcast. Make sure you follow us on Instagram at _Hornsman. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook. We'll have all the links right here for you to listen to, watch us, participate with us. But let's get to the week at hand.
Ooh, ooh,
Oh, Trump.
Let's get to the week at hand.
oh no.
You got it, Jones?
And I think this matchup we've been anticipating for
Patiently
what,
waiting.
9 months?
Patiently waiting.
This is
I mean, we've been waiting for this for
maybe
9
more,
months.
buddy.
no.
Maybe more.
This is a storied SEC matchup that we're walking into here.
Yeah.
Texas, Georgia. Think about the history. The
Hell, us.
right.
Some are born in Texas, some are born in Georgia.
I mean, just all of that. But the Sugar Bowl, just all the things that have gone into this matchup over the years.
Well,
Right.
if you look at the
To
data,
add to that,
Yeah,
and
go
just say, you just made me think of something. Think of how much the fiscal finances
Yes.
has become this year. Think of all the matchups in the SEC and what
No,
you're saying.
it is.
And what we have brought over to that.
No,
It is
an economic boost. A
Clear.
boom.
a boom.
Austin is. I think game day weekends now are like the most revenue that's generated in the city. Like, so there's 6 home games. That's more than half of the revenue that they generate throughout the year.
But you look at any of the
Well,
SEC teams
I am
in general.
a
we
little
had-
upset about this weekend though.
Ooh,
That's
Why-
what
We
we
gotta
Uh-oh.
we gotta come with
Talk to
F1.
it.
We gotta come with F1 and this F1 in itself brings millions of dollars to the city. And so we had to share it with Georgia. I wish we could have split those 2 weekends up so we could have got a little bit of both of them. Like kind of like how Bevo almost got a taste of Ugga in the Sugar Bowl.
Check these horns.
Cue the music.
You take this horn. So
Don't forget about the Gold Over America tour at the Moody Center on Friday night. For those
something for
in the
everybody. Austin,
gymnastics
Texas,
community,
baby.
yeah, that's all. It is.
Austin, Texas.
you know what? Yeah.
This is all getting spliced and diced.
the good part though, the good part about the Georgia thing, right? We played them and they got all that. That was before they really hit their national championship
Correct.
run.
That's right.
Shout out to my boy Rodney, who had the suite next to us.
Oh,
Last one, he said he coming down.
coming
And,
back.
But the thing is, man, like Sark has built us and got us ready, like for this.
Yes, he's where Kirby Smart wanted his program to be.
Mm.
In my opinion. Now Georgia has a natty under their belt, and that's
Yeah,
fine.
let's be respectful.
But look at the momentum, the recruiting momentum. Look at the program profile. Look at if you look at social media, if you look at the fandom, if you look at Longhorn Nation, it's grown exponentially. Like there's a lot of attention and focus on Austin as a destination for players, and by extension as a program. So we continue to, this is I said this earlier. that feeling that we had in '05 and '06. I'm getting that similar vibe. I don't want to jinx anything, but that's the feel that I got right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's a push, and everybody want to see something with Texas. And you know it's real when now folks don't text us
Right.
after games.
Ever.
You notice that? Like when we were, in the prison, Charlie Shaw and Tom.
That's right.
It would be like, oh,
Yeah, that's why you got to do all that work.
Yeah.
You get all these texts. I probably got 3 texts Saturday as I was leaving Fletcher's name in the corner down.
Sure.
Yeah, because they know it's coming.
They do. Yeah, and it what I also would add to that they know. I think they know in advance. Like it's a foregone conclusion that we're going to come in and handle business. So I'm digging it. The vibe is cool. I can't wait to go to Atlanta at the end of the season.
Listen, 1 week at a time, gentlemen. 1 week at a time now. I want to say this with Smilez, right? I respect the Dogs. Georgia, a great team, great school
Program.
But it's different now, right? It's a little bit different. You open the door, you let us in the SEC. Well, the Horns are here. You understand? So we don't have to do predictions, but we'll be respectful because that's what we do in Texas.
We're here now.
It's a night game.
And
I'd like to call that out. It's a night game. And the experience in the stadium at night has been just ridiculously different. If you look at the whole fan experience of going up to the games, it has changed just tremendously over the last 2 or 3 years. I mean, you all are right. Everybody is just so interested in what's going on. But I think what hurts their feelings even more is when they come to the stadiums and they're like, y'all are the real deal.
The real, yes. Yeah.
You're the real deal. Like, I didn't know that this was that serious.
Right.
And so, leaving your child, worth it, bro.
They're not going to even remember.
The house did not burn all the way down. I'll put it that way. I came back to a structure. It wasn't completely burnt. No,
Jonesy mentioned it's a 6:30 game, so it's supposed to be a little bit cooler. Cooler week,
temps.
So
new outfits,
cooler temps. So that what that mean? Everybody get to put on their fly gear and show it off.
Also means more liquor.
Or let me ask this:
my veins.
Speaking about gear, do you guys have any game day superstitions on what you wear?
Weights.
Which I know you with Jordan's on. I see you. What you wearing, brother?
Yeah, I've dipped back into the consistent Jordan wearing but this season I've decided to go monochrome for most of the games going forward. I think that we've had the thing about it, man. We've been at this thing so long.
Yeah,
we've had so many traditions.
Yep.
And several of them are, come back and they ebb and flow, right?
Sure.
But the thing about it is, we've been to the mountaintop. So I think one of the biggest things that's different for most of these other, fans and groups or whatever, we've been to the mountaintop, January 4th, 2006, like you said it, right? Inside. And then even when we were in the low part, I could always say to a person that wasn't Georgia or Alabama, that's cool, buddy. I love you, K-State. Oh my God, you're feeling great, Oklahoma State. Baylor, whatever, but you ain't been to San Gabriel.
No,
you know that.
Not
so ritualistic, man. We gotta watch game day. I gotta text you guys. Obviously we've got kids now and those things, so I gotta say, Jordy, what up? Are you ready? She say, Daddy, it's game day. It started. It's 8:03, and OU still sucks, even though we're playing Mississippi. So those are the things that's growing, right? As we grow as men and family. So that's one of the biggest things about it, man. Because now, all our kids get to enjoy elements of it. We get to enjoy it with other brothers and friends.
Yeah.
But when I tell you, man, that it's more about the other folks, how they react to us.
That's right.
Y'all feeling good again. Oh my God. I see you guys. I didn't have the same clothes. I had the same. I got Jordans every time. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like that, and we're the same. Idiots is such a strong word, but we're the same intelligent idiots that we've been since the mid-2000s.
Dressed a little bit better. No.
Some of us.
We got DJ equipment, whatever these are.
More well equipped.
Great credit. We got great credit.
Great, yeah. All the things. I agree with you, Waytes. I mean, the fashion may have changed, but the vibe is still the same. We still got the same swag. Vince brought that back in 06, 05. We've continued that on. There are, by the way, a lot of because of the popularity of the program, we've got a lot more designer stuff that's out there.
Well, we
Shoes.
roll with it too,
We
right?
have.
So shout out like Crawford Dixon, right?
Yes,
Crawford
reveal
Dixon was a guy
suits.
that would be at games. We went to his game, those things,
Yes.
right? So you see that, and it's like, oh, okay, it's time to. And Jones is the most fashionable one we got.
Oh, 100%. First of all,
100%.
GQ,
No doubt.
Mr. Worldwide.
Right? But it was one of those things where we had to look hard
Thanks,
to
guys.
find, a
Yeah,
orange jacket.
those
And
things.
now we can have a friend that we knew since the mid '90s.
No, it is.
Like, hey, I can support you. Support
Absolutely.
you with it. Ricky Soto. Like
Soto, reveal suits. Yeah.
These things that we do, to me, it's really, really cool because now it's not just us going to the games.
Right.
Wyoming was 6 of us.
Yeah.
How many folks went to Michigan
Ooh.
and Bama?
50 plus.
Right?
Yeah.
Shout out to the best homecoming.
Do you want to call it a movement?
Come on. So the thing is like that. Everybody roll with us, man.
Yeah.
I always curse somebody out because they're like, I mean, do you go to the away games? I said,
Stop. Who are you talking to?
what?
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
Am I conscious? Is probably the better word you'd like to learn. So that only happened in.
Is water wet?
Yes. Water wet.
So you all were there for the change, and I would like to ask if you recall that the Reebok to Nike day.
Yes.
And now it's changed
wow,
from
you're-
the Big 12
you're dating
logo
folks.
to the SEC logo on the
Yeah.
and I feel like the gear is getting more swaggy again. We lost a little. I'm not gonna lie, we got a little weird for a couple of years, and I feel like they've kicked it up a notch a little bit more. I mean, we get Lululemon now.
Yeah.
We get
You got a whole section.
I mean, like we
Okay, everybody stop.
there's a lot
Everybody
of
stop. Everybody stop.
Go.
So first we go to Michigan, right? Road game. And I feel as though, windsuit weights, you see one on, right?
Yeah.
And so I
Where's the
get there,
headband, though? We missed the headband.
Dude.
and I'm bringing it for John.
Where's the mask?
So I'm like, I think I'm gonna get a couple more windsuits for this.
Mm.
And then MD, can you talk to us about the look that you saw me looking at you with your Lululemon Longhorn pants on? And then after you tell me about that, when I tried to go buy them, I will also tell you about the look I had when I went to try to go buy them. Go.
Waits. It's every August is shopping season for new Longhorn gear.
Tax free.
And I went up into to the co-op. Shout out to the university co-op. Saw the Lululemon section, and these pants, man, they was hitting, but I had to get them, man. I had to get them, dog. I had to get them.
Had to get 'em.
And
Had to get him down.
I had to get them, and they the best pants I got.
comfort. What?
So-
Break that down a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not gonna
Give us a
tell you how
little bit
much I
more
spent,
there.
though.
Speed or comfort?
Yeah.
So
What's that cost? What's that
Sweat
MSRP?
retardant. Sweat retardant.
So we're outside of like the Cadillac Detroit. We're getting on this charter bus. Shout out to Toma T. Shout out to Spurlock. All the coordination for it, right? And I see the pants, and I personally then know that the brand is fake.
Correct.
He's got an alternate
That's
that
it.
upside down view.
Yep.
It's shoe move on.
Flea market.
It's not
That's
whatever,
I
right?
went to Chelsea.
I get closer and I see Lululemon, and I am disgusted
Ugh.
because I was like, ain't no way
No.
that MD has dropped these for the first road game. I wanted it to be hot. I have a hoodie on.
Mm.
So then I'm ready, right? We go there at first SEC game. Shout out to my brother Reese. I roll up.
James Reese?
I got an ease. I got a cold hunt.
Huh.
All about the business. I got $100.
You had it all. You had it all, wait.
I go to the price tag. Check that. The price tag looked at me in my face
No.
and said,
No.
You do not. No, sir.
Keep it moving.
I say name
Push
it.
it.
y'all talked about Gunner Ham where he said Ocho Cinco. It was 100 Ocho Cinco back. It was $158.
Yeah.
I said, impossible.
Wow.
I looked at my brother and only pride stopped me and be like, hey, Reese.
Reese up, bro.
I'm praying for $10 worth of time.
Just since I won't pay you back in installments, Reese.
Okay. These, if these pants, like,
Wow.
to me,
This
were
is a long band segment. I
were-
love it.
but
Was it the pants that made the man?
It was.
In that instance?
Because it was a deal back in the day, dog. We had, when Polo came,
Yeah.
Yeah.
when Polo, but now it's
Oh,
sports
still have
brand.
mine.
Well, no,
still
Jonesy
have
hit it with the Reebok Nike transition. Yeah, because
Yeah.
we were all, I mean, well, not all of us because we weren't all there, but we all felt that. Like
Yeah.
Nike, wow, we made it. We made it. Oh my God.
Do you remember the parades and everything like around the school?
bro.
It was a big thing.
We burned all our Reebok gear.
We also had a lot of protests.
We did
during that time.
Oh yeah,
We did.
Michael was over in China doing some things. Yeah, but
But yeah, so shout out to MD. MD got the coldest athletic player.
coldest.
The
all
coldest.
Hornsmen.
Indeed.
Still, whoever want to get this up, Jordan.
Hey,
Christmas for Daddy.
Christmas.
I went to the co-op as well, and this might have been like around the time that you also went MD. But I did not commit the way that you did. So shout out to you.
Yeah,
You
But
didn't
I
got her
saw the
helmet.
shirt,
You didn't go
and
up and
damn,
get it.
I didn't do it.
hurdle post.
They have I saw these shirts, and all you see on them is hook 'em horns, and it's just a clean, like
just
plain and simple. You know, I like this just light logo stuff. I don't get too crazy on it. And I was like, oh man, let me go and scoop this. It's like 30, 40,
That's it.
46.
Mere 30.
First of all, 89
Oh,
plus, and it's
hold
a
up.
t-shirt.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Well, as you know, Jonesy, being a fashionista,
Thank you.
there's so many layers or levels of quality with that.
right.
We could go deep with OJ Barnes at one of these segments, but
Ooh.
and I will. So there's the couture, the Longhorn couture that's out there right now is at another level, but it matches the intensity and the level that our team is at.
Pass-
Come on, bring it back.
man the
You got the
golden
golden
hat.
hat.
Pass this man the golden hat.
That's a golden hat.
Pass this
I like
man
that.
the golden
That's,
hat.
that's a golden take for the golden hat.
That's it,
Yes,
right
sir.
there.
Yes, sir.
The golden take.
Living your life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Golden.
baby. No, it is, man. It's levels to it.
Always.
I
That's
love
all
it.
it is.
Gentlemen, speaking of fashion, man, if y'all want to catch some of our swag, check us out at thehornsman.com. Y'all insert whatever the spot is where our stuff is for sale. You can get mugs, shirts, everything. We're a little less than 150.
Yeah, we
A little
So
we're on the
you can buy
the
two of
budget
us.
side.
You can buy two things.
bit.
Toma T, I see you got your beanie on with
Got
the
my
Hornsman.
beanie on.
Sir.
Yeah, I have nothing else
There
to
it
say
is,
about the beanie.
looking fresh. So,
These are going to be
So
cuts.
icy.
gentlemen, let's go ahead and close out our first episode. We had a good time. Any quick predictions? Like quick predictions for Georgia?
Can I-
You can
let
let
me
the people know
let me
about
start
it.
it up real
You got it
quick.
till you go.
Let's go ahead.
Score wise, I guarantee you I guarantee you I find at least 4 amazing smiles, right? Georgia folks, y'all come, y'all be lit. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna host you. We're gonna still beat you. And I'm saying 30-13. The Longhorns.
Okay.
I'll go second then. Fine. I think Quinn is at least going to get 1 rushing touchdown. I think Gunnar Helm, he's at least going to try to hurdle 1, possible 2 for me. And then hopefully Blue. Blue is what I'm hoping is going to hit 110 yards.
Wow. Okay.
This is gonna be the Ryan Wingo show.
Yes, sir.
This is gonna be his breakout deal.
I love
He's gonna be the first part of the breakout, and Quinn's back in the Heisman race after this. I like 37-24. It's gonna be the most points we've given up.
Okay. Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
the most diverse lineup.
Secondary
that we've
bangers.
used.
There it is.
It won't be close with that 37-24, but it'll be a deal, man. And the thing is, because little known fact, like this is the first big home game for Quinn.
Yeah.
Like think about from our Big 12 home games.
Oh, that's a good
I mean,
point.
maybe at Kansas State.
That's a good
So
point.
All of this stuff has been
Yeah.
bowl or road,
Yeah.
neutral site, right?
Yeah.
Oklahoma, Alabama, Michigan, Washington, whatever that is,
Sure.
right? So this, we know we're leaving. So this is it. This is it. We got what, Florida and Kentucky left.
Yeah.
So this is his cement home game.
Lassie is out there too.
Yeah.
But home game, I got you.
Home game. Here's my prediction. I think this storied matchup, this very storied SEC matchup between Texas and Georgia that we're about to step into for the first time at home this weekend. I like us to win by two touchdowns. I think Georgia is weaker than they've been. I think that we are stronger. We're deeper. I think that you look at our receiving corps specifically, they don't have the dogs, quote unquote, to match up. Let's talk about Jalen Bond. Let's talk about Isaiah Bond. Let's talk about Ryan Wingo, which was mentioned earlier. But I think the bigger difference in this game is the defense, as I talked about earlier, Doc. Anthony Hill is an absolute nuclear bomb threat. I think that our defensive line is prepped and ready for it to go. And I think our secondary, quiet as it's kept, is the best secondary in the country.
That's what's going to be tested, right?
So
It's gonna be
here we are.
Beck's going to throw it up. We got to
Beck.
shut it down.
Yes,
we got to
sir.
shut it down.
And I'm excited to see what Sark's going to do, just like he did against Alabama last year. You know, came out and made all the Alabama fans cry and go home and all that.
Go cry.
We were there at that game, and so I expect an 11-point victory by the Longhorns in DKR with some drones and all the things on Saturday night. It's gonna be a night game. It's gonna be amazing, a great atmosphere. Post game party at the Blind Pig.
Going to the Blind Pig. Shout out
No
to the Blind
delete.
Pig. No delete.
No delete.
Shout out to the Blind Pig.
We'll tell that story one day.
One day.
We will.
The little field
American, we
Meet us in the
appreciate
bonus
you.
room. The after
American, we
hours.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Joji, you gonna take us out with
Shout
one of
out.
the pick six
Out.
mixes for
Oh
this
man, we
week?
appreciate y'all. Let's go.
Pick 6.
Travis Scott, Tucker, baby. I'm on just a I just went got my door. Pulling off and I'm gone. Then I go.